Uganda is a fairy tale. You climb up, and at the end, there is a wonderful new world. The scenery is different. The vegetation is different. The climate is different. And most of all, the people are different from anything elsewhere to be seen in the whole range of Africa. I say, concentrate on Uganda. For magnificence, for variety of form and color, for profusion of brilliant life, bird, insect, reptile, beast, and for vast scale.
Seat of an ancient kingdom long before colonial times, the city draws Ugandans from all over the country. Here you can easily see the national character. In a city with one of Africa's lowest crime rates, these are a diverse but peace-loving people. It's also home to some of the world's most welcoming people.
Your host, Africa2U. Today I'm in Uganda and I'm going to talk to the director of Uganda Tourism Board, who's going to tell us a little bit about African culture, or Ugandan culture for that matter, and we'll take it from there. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Stephen Asimwe. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Uganda Tourism Board. I'd like to talk about Uganda's culture, heritage and history. Uganda is a very unique country. It sits right in the middle of the African continent, and it's astride the equator. It's a very unique country in the sense that it has very strong cultural heritage and historical past. It's home to over 64 tribes and language groups, which gives it a very high rating on the cultural scale. A study done by the Harvard University found that Uganda had the largest cultural diversity per square inch of any country. It's home to some of the oldest cultures, some of the oldest tribes, kingdoms. We have kingdoms which are over 700 years old. What also makes it unique is that each one of those different cultures has a unique heritage, music, food, dress, and even the way people conduct their relationships. It's also home to one of the world's largest biodiversities. We are home to over 50% of the entire African bird species and 39% of the continent's biodiversity. In terms of land size, Uganda is about the size of the state of Oregon in the United States. If you're European, it's about the size of the United Kingdom. If you're South American, it's about the size of Guyana. And in Africa, we are about the size of Ghana. In Central Europe, we are the size of Romania. In Asia, we are the size of Laos. If you come to Uganda, you will be exposed to some of the most unique food, music, dance, drama, dressing, greeting. We have a unique way we greet each other. And Uganda has been voted the most friendly and welcoming country in Africa, to the extent that whether by day or night, Ugandans are very active. The environment is fantastic. We have an average temperature of about 75 degrees Fahrenheit, almost 28 degrees Celsius. And we grow our food organically. We don't use fertilizer, we don't use chemicals. And that blends within the cultural elements that make us a unique place. We're only 8 hours flight from any European destination, about 5 hours from the Middle East, 4 hours from any distance in Africa. And we invite you over to this beautiful country, welcoming, hospitable. And the former Prime Minister of Great Britain called Uganda the Pearl of Africa.
Can you tell us a little bit about the historical sites that make Uganda unique?
Our historical sites are tied in with our geographical sites. We are home to the headwaters or the source of the longest river in the world, the River Nile. We also have the third, the fourth, the fifth highest mountains in Africa. We are home to the largest land mammal, the elephant, and the largest primate in the world, the mountain gorilla, which grows up to 900 pounds for the male silverback. The cultural sites that we have are historic. I told you earlier that Uganda is home to over 40 kingdoms plus, and each of these has some very unique history of wars, of conquests, of language, of intermarriage, of interfacing with the outside world. And because of that, each place has very, very unique. Some of them have become World Heritage Sites. Some
Like which one?
Like the Kasubi Tombs. Kasubi Tombs is the place where kings are buried, right in the outskirts of Kampala city, our capital city. That facility is over 500 years old.
Wow.
And it's a big, big attraction. We are also home to the place called Uganda Matters, which is a very, very historic religious site for Christians. It's a place where young men and women were martyred for their faith. It's again on the outskirts to the east of Kampala. Then Kampala is seated right in the middle of hills. It used to be called the City of Seven Hills. Because of the expansion, we're now over 40 hills, and each of those hills has a special name. It has a very special significance, and we also have many places of faith. We have the only Baha'i temple in Africa, the second largest mosque on the continent after the one in Morocco. Our place of worship for the Catholics, the Namgongos, has actually been raised to a minor basilica, meaning that it's one of the most reverential areas for the Catholic faith especially. We have the youngest king in the world, who is a king of a kingdom called Toro to the west of the country. Every year we celebrate different festivals. We celebrate festivals for food, for harvests, for rain. Because we are right on the equator, we only have two seasons. We have a rain season and a drought season.
Which one is the rainy season and which one is
the rainy season? Because we sit right on the equator. Every time the sun crosses the equator, it's called an equinox. And that equinox is what brings the rainfall, because it's a time when there's shifting of winds from the north and south. And so it's very, very much an interesting time. People celebrate the coming of the rains. because it comes with its harvest, it comes with planting, it comes with a shifting in production.
So, which months are the best to come and experience Uganda that are not so rainy? And because somebody recently asked me, when is the best time to come to experience Ugandan culture?
That question is very interesting because only in Uganda is the weather an average of 75 to 80 degrees Celsius. So there's no time when you shouldn't come. Because again, being on the equator means that we have rain for seasons that do not take very long. Our longest raining period can be 3 or 4 hours at the max. But we usually have short, heavy rains which quickly wash away. So any time of the year, you can come. What's interesting is that when the northern hemisphere is in winter, it's good to come to Uganda. When the southern hemisphere is in summer, it's cooler in Uganda. It's both hot and cool.
Yeah.
So any time is visit time for Uganda.
Yeah, so Africa2U is mostly showcasing the way of life of the people in Africa.
Yeah.
And if somebody wanted to come to experience how the people live in Africa, how would you define the way of life of the people in Uganda?
I think Ugandans are very, very warm and courteous people. They're very vibrant. Ugandans will put on a smile even when they're in pain. And I think that's pretty much embedded in their culture and their belief system. We have names, we have what we call pet names in some cultures. In the western part of the country, you must have a pet name. So you are Vivian, Amoti, somebody. So the middle name is the pet name. But we're pretty much vibrant, a little laid back, but very, very courteous. Very, very courteous people. We're very hospitable. In Uganda, people don't ask you whether or not to have a cup of tea. They bring the tea, even when you don't have it. It's we're pretty much opposite from the Western culture. It's taboo not to give somebody something to drink or eat. It's a courteous thing, and so you must understand when you come to Uganda and someone offers you something, they may not get offended, but they feel obliged that they must give you something, whether or not you ask for it. Yeah, Uganda's culture is pretty much embedded with the biodiversity. Uganda is home to over 50% of the entire continent's bird species. We are home to over 54% of the mountain gorillas. We have the highest concentration of primates, gorillas, chimps, monkeys, baboons, and other species of primates. We also have 10 national game parks with all the big 5, the lions, the leopards, the buffaloes, crocodiles, rhino, the big wild game that's available in Africa. Much of it is found in Uganda. Uganda is over 30% covered by water. And therefore, alongside all of this biodiversity is the cultural diversity. Our names are based on the places where people come from, activities, seasons. So the rich biodiversity and the rich cultural diversity are fused together, and it's a way of life. And so when you come to Uganda, you don't only see the wildlife, you also see the culture, you see the nature, you see the history, you see the heritage, you see the geography. And all of this is encapsulated in one big experience.
So just to remind you, I am in Uganda. Africa2U is bringing the Ugandan experience right to your screens and homes. And today, again, I am with the Chief Executive at Uganda Tourism Board, who has been telling us a lot about Ugandan culture, history, and the diversity. So I hope that you have learned a little bit more about Uganda, and I hope it has given you a more interest in coming to Uganda to learn about, to experience the way of life of the people. They're hospitable. You've heard it from the host's mouth. So is there any other thing that you would like our viewers to know about Uganda that you probably haven't mentioned already?
Maybe we are very well connected with international accessibility. You can come by air. most of the international carriers come through Uganda. We have KLM, Brussels Airlines, Turkish Airlines, Emirates, Fly Dubai, Ethiopian Airlines, Kenya Airways, all these big carriers. KLM and Delta, I think, or Brussels Airlines do have connection with American Airlines, and they can have access to Uganda. So we are very, very accessible.
So you hear, there is no excuse to not come. Yes, Uganda has cars. Yes, Uganda has planes. We do not live in trees. You'll find some good accommodation, and the people will treat you nice, and you'll probably want to have a home here. So anyway, thank you for watching Africa2U. My name is Vivian Burchell, your host, and you can watch us on Acton TV or visit the Acton TV website at www.actontv.org or africa2u.org. You can also go to the YouTube channels on Acton TV or Africa2U, and we'll be bringing more about Uganda and the rest of Africa to you. Thank you for watching. Till next time.